special edition of Wildcat TV. My name is Asina Corin. Recently, Governor Jay Nixon made a special visit to our campus. Wildcat TV was given exclusive access to this special event, and we have in-depth coverage of Missouri's highest-ranking official and his visit to our campus. First, we go to Laura LeMasters for an overview of this visit.
This is Laura LeMasters standing in front of Blue Springs High School, where on Thursday, September 13th, Governor Jay Nixon came to pay a visit. Jay Nixon wasn't the only government official to visit our school. State Representative Sheila Salone expressed her excitement about the governor's visit.
I think it's wonderful that the governor took time out of his very busy schedule to recognize our excellent school district. We're fortunate to be blessed with what I believe is the best school district in the entire state of Missouri.
State Senator Will Cross was also there for this exciting event.
So it's great that he took the time to come all the way here to Blue Springs to recognize your accomplishment of 12 years.
Our own principal, Dave Adams, was thrilled about this wonderful opportunity for our school.
Yes, it's a big deal and it's a cool day. I'm very excited, proud of our school.
Everyone was prepared and excited for the governor's arrival. When he arrived, Governor Nixon went to 2 classrooms to speak to students and teachers. The first classroom he visited was Miss Schnackenberg's room. Then he moved on to Miss Limecooler's room, and here's what he had to say.
The future's going to be won by the educated, and I know that sounds simple. Some guy walks in and just tells you that. Somebody else will walk in and tell you that. But the world you're walking into is a lot different than the one I walked into when I came out of my high school.
I had the privilege to ask the governor a few questions before the assembly. He said that the state had been working diligently to improve education in Missouri.
Is we want to make sure that we support our local schools financially. Last year we were able to provide record funding for our K-12 classrooms in the state, even though we've had tough budgets, so we got to have the resources, the people, and the commitment to be excellent.
He also said that even though our economy hasn't been the best lately, he's been advocating science and math education and a strong workforce base to help turn our economy around.
While we're not to the finish line yet, the unemployment rate in the state of Missouri has been below the national average for 36 months in a row. We're working to add jobs across the state, but a strong workforce leads to a strong economy.
Overall, the governor was thrilled to come and recognize our school's remarkable accomplishments.
This is an outstanding school district embraced by the community with outstanding teachers that has competed well and provided opportunities for students for over a decade at the highest level in the Show Me State.
This is Laura LeMasters reporting for Wildcat TV.
A lot went into the governor's visit, much of which was behind the scenes. Reporter Elijah Lee caught up with Officer Mueller and Principal Fuimano for a look at what preparations were needed for the visit to run smoothly.
With Governor Nixon's trip being such an important event for our campus, it took a lot of preparation and security planning. While Governor Nixon was here for only an hour and a half, it took over a week and a half to prepare for it. One of our principals, Mr. Fuimano, had this to say about the preparation.
I think we were contacted a couple weeks prior to, so we had to get to identify an audience of who we wanted to have come in and listen to the governor. We had to have DPS come in and make sure that the building was secure while he was here. He came in with his own state troopers for security purposes. We had to put together an agenda for him, time for him to visit with Wildcat TV. We replaced ceiling tiles, we made sure that the facility was looking good, and transportation, we had to kind of reroute the buses for the end of the day pickup, and I contact teachers to make sure they knew he was going to come into their room and things like that. So it was a lot of work put in on the front end.
Even though our school is known as a safe place, Governor Nixon brought his own security team to work alongside our police department. Our very own Officer Mueller was an instrumental part of our security for the visit.
We worked with Department of Public Safety with the governor. He has his own secret detail, I guess you could say. It's not the Secret Service, but Missouri State Highway Patrol works with them. They have a group of about 5 guys that go with them all the time. So we did a prep phase where we went through, walked through the school, the area that we'd be going to make sure that they understood what the layout looked like and make sure there wasn't any safety concerns. In case something happened, we'd have exit strategies, that sort of thing.
Security is definitely important for Governor Nixon, as you would expect for someone who was appointed by President Barack Obama to serve on the Council of Governors, a committee that advises the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security. All the preparation and security measures were a success, and Governor Nixon's visit was smooth and problem-free. This is Elijah Lee reporting for Wildcat TV.
Thanks, Elijah. It's great that things went so smoothly for this big event. Now let's go to Sarah Van Hale in our newsroom for more coverage on the governor's visit.
While we know the visit went smoothly, how did teachers and students react to the governor's visit?
Reporter Weston Mooneyham has a story that shows just that.
This past week, our school was privileged enough to be visited by Governor Jay Nixon. I caught up with some students and teachers to get their reactions on his speech.
Well, I thought it was pretty cool that he was here. You know, not many people get to see a governor in that intimate of a setting. And it was pretty cool that he came in and he was able to sell his education program, which, you know, he's fighting for schools. So that's a good thing for all of us.
I thought it was pretty cool that he came here to honor us for 12 years of School of Distinction. I think that's a pretty awesome award. Shows that we know what we're doing and we've got awesome students and teachers here. I like that he encourage you that the education is your future and to use all the opportunities that you're given at Blue Springs High School.
Well, I thought it was a great honor that he decided to come and visit us here at Blue Springs High School and just kind of highlight some of the programs that we have. You know, his message to the students was that, you know, we have a great school and a great community that supports our public education and supporting the teachers here on campus and the programs that we have.
I also caught up with a few students to get their opinion on the governor's visit.
I thought it was a great opportunity, and I definitely think, you know, everything he said really seemed to reflect, you know, everything he's done. He's been really big on education over the, you know, his last term, and you know, like I think he talked about, you know, how he's expanded the A+ program. You know, education's been some of his biggest successes. So, you know, I thought it was really cool to be able to hear our governor was successful in that area, speak about the areas he was successful in. It was really cool to hear him talk about, you know, us beating Rockhurst and, you know, all the good things about the school. You know, when he makes personal connections like that, it really, you know, makes you think, you know, he really does care, and I think that was very good on his part.
We try harder than a lot of people do, and we have good to show for it. I mean, he even walked in and said that we have one of the best bands, and that made me feel pretty good, and mentioned how well our color guard was doing, and so even the small things he said kind of hit home on just the fact that he was really proud of us. And if a governor is proud of you, that means a lot more people are.
It's a great honor to be recognized by our state governor for our academic accomplishments. Let's try and do everything we can to stay on that same path. This is Weston Mooneyham reporting for Wildcat TV.
Weston was right. We have great academic opportunities here. The governor himself repeatedly stated that education is important for the success of our state and our country. For an in-depth look at education, here's reporter Kennedy Swanson.
On Thursday the 13th, we had the unique opportunity to have the governor of Missouri, Jay Nixon, come and speak before some of our student body and staff. He made it very clear that our school district is exceeding expectations daily.
What's happening at this school over the last 15 years doesn't happen very often. This is a district which, for example, has a 23.4 average on the ACT. Now that's basically a full 2 points over the state average. Okay, and that's everybody added together. Okay, that's not one person just being really good one time. That's a school district that is committed not only to recognizing an outstanding drumline or outstanding football team in this basketball or whatever, but much more importantly, focusing on making sure that everybody here has the opportunity to move forward. A graduation rate of over 93%, once again well above.
Governor Nixon stressed the importance of education and attending college after you graduate high school. After he left, I caught up with Alex Hinken to see what his plans were for college.
After high school, I'm going to go to MU and get a pre-med degree in biology and then go on to med school to become a trauma surgeon.
I then asked Alex if he felt that Blue Springs High School prepared him well for college.
Oh my gosh, yeah, definitely. There's like a million AP classes, biology, chemistry, physics, and then there's a million chances to volunteer for A+ too, so it all helps a lot.
Next, I caught up with Miss Knudsen, who really deserves the credit for pushing every student to reach their full potential. She is the head of the A+ program, one of the most successful programs in Missouri and Blue Springs High School.
Just over the last 5 years, the A+ program has given Blue Springs High School students $3.6 million. So I think that gives a lot of kids the opportunity to go to college that maybe wouldn't have that opportunity.
Afterwards, I was lucky enough to find Mr. Alderman with a few minutes to spare. I asked him what his thoughts were about the educational system, not only in the nation and Missouri, but in Blue Springs as well.
The education system in the United States is phenomenal. You know, the neat thing is Missouri's one of the top states educationally, and Blue Springs High School and the Blue Springs School District are one of the highest, and in some cases the highest ranked schools and school districts in how they perform. So you have to draw the connection then that Blue Springs High School has to be one of the best schools in the nation.
There is no doubt that public education is done right at Blue Springs High School. With all the opportunities here, we have the privilege to position ourselves for success. Signing off for Wildcat TV, this is Kennedy Swanson.
Thanks, Kennedy, for that in-depth look at education. Back to you, Estina.
The governor's trip also highlighted an important reminder. In the coming month, there will be big choices facing our state and nation. Reporter Raven Lawrence takes a look at voting and its importance.
We all know an important election is coming up in November that will decide who our next president will be. However, did you know another important election is happening at the same time? This November, voters will decide who our next governor will be. It's called a gubernatorial election. Kind of a funny sounding name for an election, huh? However, this election is a very serious matter, as it will shape the direction of Missouri for years to come. This special edition of Wildcat TV focuses on Governor Jay Nixon's visit to our campus, but he's not the only one in the race for governor. David Spence is a Republican candidate looking to challenge Nixon for Missouri's top office. Now let's take a look at some key facts about both candidates. David Spence graduated from the University of Missouri in 1981 and forged his way into the business world. According to his website, Spence says as governor, he will remove impediments to job creation by getting government out of the way of responsible private sector employers, specifically focusing on small businesses. He says also plans to reduce lobbyist influence in government issues. Education-wise, he states he wants to eliminate busy work of teachers so they can teach, specifically things that are attached to No Child Left Behind, re-emphasize local control over education, and expand public charter schools for all public school students. Governor Jay Nixon says he plans to maintain Missouri's perfect AAA credit rating by balancing the budget without raising taxes and training Missouri students and workers for the high-demand jobs of the future. According to his website, Gov. Nixon believes that the foundation of a strong economy is a strong, safe, and skilled workforce. Education-wise, his site states that during the national recession, when most other states slashed funding for public education, he ensured that funding for Missouri's K-12 classrooms remained stable. This year, the governor signed a budget that provides record funding for elementary and secondary classroom during the year 2013. He is also a big supporter of the A+ program. Now you know just a little about the candidates, but why is it important to care about elections like this? Ms. Rachowski, one of our college-level history teachers, had this to say about why students should care about politics.
Well, I think it's really important for students to get involved with politics because then they will be able to be contributing citizens. It's really difficult to be a good citizen of the United States if you're not involved in electing your representatives who are going to be speaking for you and making the laws that you're going to be following.
As you become more aware of candidates' stances on issues, you'll feel more confident when it comes to cast your ballot. So an important tip, research what candidate best fits your personal convictions. While many of you might not be able to vote for this upcoming election, there will come a day when it's up to you to decide the direction of our country. The question is, will you be prepared? Reporting from Blue Springs High School, this is Raven Lawrence for Wildcat TV.
For those of you who will be 18 by the next election, you have until October 3rd to register to vote. Every Monday and Wednesday during lunch in the Commons, there will be a table where you can register. You must have a driver's license or passport to register, along with your address and social security number. Thank you for joining us for our exclusive in-depth coverage of Governor Jay Nixon's visit to our campus. Remember to get out and vote, and also remember, it's a great day to be a Wildcat.